All right, e-waste and e-recycling. Let's start off with some answering some of the most basic questions we might have. What is e-waste? E-waste is a short electronic waste. It's short for electronic waste. According to carelesscycle.ca.org, e-waste is popular informal name for electronic products nearing the end of their useful life. Some examples are computers, televisions, VCRs, stereos, copiers, and fax machines are common electronic products. Many of these products can be reused, refurbished, or recycled.
When trying to sort out what is in the category e-waste and what is not, it can be tricky because it is yet to be clearly defined. This meaning that there is nothing stating whether or not toaster ovens, or other small appliances are not able to be grouped as an e-waste.
Here's some interesting facts that we received from www.dosomething.org. And some of these facts include e-waste represents 2% of America's trash and landfill, but it equals 70% of overall toxic waste. Cell phones and other electronic items contain high amounts of precious metals like gold or silver. Americans dump phones containing $60 million in gold and silver every year. Recycling 1 million laptops saves the energy equivalent to electricity used by 3,657 U.S. homes in a year. It takes 530 pounds of fossil fuels, 48 pounds of chemicals, and 1.5 tons of water to manufacture one computer and one monitor.
How you can help the environment is to first reduce the amount of electronics you are purchasing. You also want to try and keep your electronic items in mint condition so you are able to reuse the item. Make sure before throwing an electronic item out, you try to sell or give the item to another person who can use it. Always try and buy used items if you can. This can be simple as buying a used game or game system at a game shop. You not only have saved you not only help save the landfills, but you can save money too. If your electronics are completely broken and no longer able to be repaired, look up your local e-recycle organization that will recycle your electronics.
Remember to always reduce, reuse, and recycle. All right, now that we have a grasp on the abstract idea of e-waste, let's dig deeper and discover what it means to be part of the e-recycling process. For a quick review, e-waste is another term for electronic waste and occurs when electronics approach the end of their useful life, as previously stated. Um, so, so what does that make e-recycling? E-recycling is simply dragging your files to the trash bin. E-recycling is not simply dragging your files to the trash bin on a computer, but is the recycling and repurposing of electronics and their components. The same way you recycle glass, paper, and plastic to be broken down and repurposed the same way, or the same can be done for electronics such as computers, VCRs, televisions, cell phones, etc.
It is important to remember that when discussing e-recycling, it is reference physical electronics, not uploading your files to the trash bin in the bathroom in the bottom right-hand corner of your computer. So in the process of e-recycling, you participate on the specific days by your town or trash collection company in which they will be collecting electronics, or take advantage of businesses advertising e-recycling drop-off. But what happens rid after you're rid of your life of the large box television or old VCR? As previously stated, e-waste represents 2% of America's trash and in landfills, but it equals 70% of overall toxic waste. According to Money Crashers, a website that has been featured on CNN, Forbes, MSNBC, Wall Street Journal, Yahoo, and the U.S. News, When e-waste sits in a typical landfill, for example, water flows through the landfill and picks up trace elements from these dangerous minerals. Eventually, the contaminated landfill water, called leachate, gets through layers of natural and manufactured landfill liner and other protection. When it reaches natural groundwater, it introduces lethal toxicity. As recycleworks.org shares, electronics contain heavy metals and cathode ray tubes found in computer monitors and televisions may contain up to 8 pounds of hazardous lead. Therefore, we as consumers must be cautious about our e-recycling practices and their consequences.
So it's very important to participate in e-recycling for the safety of everyone. E-recycling horror stories. Money Crashers, a website that has been featured on CNN, Forbes, Moneywall, Street Journal, Yahoo, published an article in which they shared various horror stories detailing corporations ignoring the need to e-recycle and the repercussions of such acts. Even with the best intentions in mind, recycling e-waste often leads to illegal overseas shipping and dumping. Devices get left in a huge pit or burned. A 2008 study from the U.S. Government Accountability Office found that some recyclers ship e-waste to third world countries under the disguise of philanthropy, claiming that these donations, quote unquote, bring technology to the developing nations. But obviously, we can tell that that is not true.
As consumers and members of society, there are three ways the Money Crashers suggest will help eliminate waste and negative consequences on society and the economy through unnecessary spending and waste money. One way is participating in an e-recycle drive or program ensure it is a certified e-waste recycler. Find an e-waste recycler certified through the Basel Action Network, BAN. BAN is a nonprofit organization devoted to certifying e-stewards, recyclers who are committed to safely and responsibly recycling electronics. Members take and demonstrate the pledge of responsible recycling, so working with the certified e-steward means you don't have to worry that your gadget will become another nation's pollution or a criminal's newest project. BAN's recycler locator will help you find the certified safety and comfort of e-stewards in your area.
Another is to visit civic institutions. Check with your local government, schools, and universities for additional responsible recycling options. With e-waste becoming such a large problem, government officials and schools are assigning days when citizens can bring unwanted electronics to a designated drop-off location. Many communities post a calendar that will include recycling days, so check your local paper or visit their website. When you recycle your items locally, you can make the occasion a day trip and a community event. Encourage your neighbors to join you and spread the word about educated e-waste disposal. Lastly, explore retail options. Best Buy, for example, isn't certified through BAN's e-Steward program, but they do have an effective recycling program in all of their stores. They claim to only use recyclers who adhere to the highest standards of e-waste processing. Specifically, their website discloses that e-waste that you bring to their stores so it will not end up in a foreign country or a landfill. All right, that's our works cited, and that's what we have to offer about e-waste and e-recycling.